Hello my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here in a pretty nice environment here. The sun is about to set. It's about 9 in the evening here in South Sweden and life is just good. How can you complain when I have this beautiful sunset here? So today I'm going to present to you my favorite fragrances from the top 5, in my opinion, best designer brands on the market, and also talk a little bit about these fragrances and why I've chosen especially these fragrances of all the fragrances that are out there in these categories, of course. So the first brand that I'm going to talk about is Versace. And Versace is actually one of my favorite fragrance brands, designer brands. And they have a lot of good fragrances, so it was pretty hard to just choose one, but I had to choose the fragrance that I just love the most and that is most versatile for me personally, that I can wear in a lot of different type of situations and scenarios, and also the one that I've gotten most compliments from people around me, especially girls. And of course, I have to choose Versace Dylan Blue. This is a very special fragrance for me because the first, I think, 3 or 4 times I used this fragrance, I got compliments from all the girls I met when they smelled this. And I haven't sprayed a lot of this fragrance actually. I got like 2 sprays on the neck, 1 on my wrist, maybe 1 on the back, and we was out. It was very cold, a snowy day in December here in Sweden. We was at the outside like a circus venue. And we had a date there, and she really loved this fragrance. And also a couple of girls that I did reaction videos with loved this fragrance. It is both a sweet and seductive fragrance. It's both a fresh and clean fragrance all at the same time. So I have to choose this one as a staple in every man's wardrobe. This is a fantastic fragrance in my opinion that I use a lot. And it performs very well on my skin, sits very good projecting, everything. And you can get a 200 milliliter bottle for around 50-60 bucks if you're lucky. So that is the favorite from Versace. We move into maybe one of the most popular brands out there, fragrance-wise, and this is Chanel. And even though I don't really think this is my favorite fragrance in my collection, I think, you know, it have to be the favorite from Chanel, and this is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. This is a little bit more grown-up version to the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette is a little bit more like, let's say, Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. They're like in the same ballpark than this one. It's a little bit more grown-up, a little bit more refined in my opinion. So I think this one suits me because I'm not juvenile and young anymore, so I have to have something that is a little bit more dressed up, maybe a little bit more formal, because I dress more like in shirts and stuff like that than just t-shirt and hoodies nowadays, even though I sometimes wear hoodies as well. But this one is a little bit more appropriate. I think it's great. It's also pretty long lasting and it sits well on my skin. Of course, a compliment monster. If you haven't tried this, girls really like this, even though it's played out. They usually love this fragrance on guys. It's masculine, it's fresh, it's clean, it's blue with a little bit more seductive incense note in this one. That makes it also appropriate for winter time, I feel, and also nights out. We move into, I think this is my favorite designer fragrance brand, and it's Dior. And a lot of you might choose like Dior Homme 2010 or something like that, but to me, this is my new found love. It's Dior 2020, Dior Homme 2020. I think this should be a staple in every man's fragrance wardrobe if you like fresh, woody, masculine scents. If you like fresh, woody, masculine scents with a high compliment factor, you have to try this one. It's not sweet, feminine, cozy at all. This is masculine, refined, elegant woods with some citrus in it. You know what I mean? It's refined, elegant citrus woods. I think that Dior is the best, can do this best of all brands. Elegant, masculine and fresh at the same time. They have some, I don't know what it is in this fragrance that makes it so elegant, but it has that original Dior Homme DNA that you can find in Of course, you can find it in the original Dior Homme and the original Dior Homme Intense, and also Dior Homme Sport. But this one is very special for me. Very good compliment getter as well if you care about that stuff. And if you don't, I think you will enjoy it all by yourself as well if you're a man. This is something for the guys who are a little bit older. I think over 30 is appropriate, over 30 and up. I think you can wear this if you're 70, 60 as well, because this has a pretty wide age span. Everyone can wear this who is a little bit more grown-up man. Another fragrance is, yeah, it is my favorite from Jean Paul Gaultier. Back in the day I have said, of course, Le Male is the best fragrance and that's my favorite fragrance, but I have to take Le Beau here. Le Beau is my favorite fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier. It's very, very sexy, this one. I haven't gotten a lot of compliments for this as well. Especially in club out date night situations like 3 years ago when you see how much I wore on this one. Just wore this every time we went out before COVID hit and we was at a nightclub, and I know I reapplied this and I got really really good compliments for this one. It is like both a little bit fresh in the beginning with the bergamot, but then it has some tonka bean and sweetness and the coconut note, of course, that makes this little bit of a holiday vibe, like club outside dancing, you know, under the stars, you know, that type of night when you're outside with friends having a good time, maybe on a holiday and stuff like that. Doesn't mean you have to be out like in a foreign country. You can just be in your country. It's a nice summer day or a summer night and you wear this to a party and we'll get great compliments from the ladies. And the last brand I have to include, Acqua di Gio from Armani. And which Acqua di Gio do you think I pick my favorite, Profondo. And everyone say, oh, Profumo is the best, Profumo is the best. No, it's not. You just say that because Jeremy said it in the beginning and you've been brainwashed. This is the best one from Acqua di Gio. Profondo is much better than Profumo. I can do a fragrance review out in the streets, girls' reactions. You know, this would win 100%. Nine times out of 10, I will promise you that. This is fresh mineral notes, clean and masculine without the incense. That just doesn't, you know, it's not necessary. Not necessary at all. This is much better, fresh, clean. Smells like a refined man, a refined Italian man that is going places. Like sitting on jets, going from country to country, doing business, buying real estate. You know, having a girl there, you know, having a lot of girls everywhere. I wish I had that too, but I don't, unfortunately. But you know, we can always dream. We can always dream. So this one is my favorite from Armani, Acqua di Gio, because it's simple like me. You know, I'm not so much fuss in my life. I'm a pretty simple guy, I think. And this is a simple fragrance. It gets the job done. You are going to smell very good. You're going to get a lot of compliments. You're going to be fresh and clean with this blue scent. Moderate performance, not beast mode, but not better and not worse than a lot of other high-end designer fragrances. So can't really complain on the performance here. Price-wise, in the middle, could be depending on where you live. I think if you live in Europe, this is a little bit more inexpensive, and I noticed that a lot of Armanis are pretty expensive in United States and Canada, for example. But you know, you see the dent in this bottle. I just like this much left, half the bottle left only. So that was my favorite pick of the top 5 designer fragrance brands, in my opinion. And let me know, guys, what are your favorite designer fragrances amongst all these popular brands. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you the next time.